Hello, Grandmaster Herbert Ware with Mount Tabor Grand Lodge YouTube channel. Welcome back, or I'm saying to myself, welcome back, because I've been on a little vacation. Been ripping and running and getting things done, and so we are in the process now of kicking things back into gear, and we're going to have more and more videos and new speakers coming your way. So just hold on. I do want to thank all of you who have been faithful in watching our videos. Our viewage has increased. Our subscribers have been increasing. So it's been a good thing. It's been a good period of time over the past couple of months or so. I want to also remind you of the Masonic Maturity Through Scripture. This book here talks about your heart and your mind, your attitude. As they always say, your attitude determines your altitude. So when you get this kind of information in, it pushes the bad stuff out. And then, of course, we have the Unlocking the Secrets of Freemasonry, Blue Lodge Holy Bible Reference Guide. This book is going to tell you Masons where the information in your ritual is located in the Bible. This book here gives scriptural validation to what's in our ritual. So these are two very important books and beneficial books. And again, I ask that if you have benefited at all from any of our videos, hit the like, hit the subscribe so you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. We want you to elevate yourself. Mount Tabor seeks to elevate the intellectual and moral levels of all we come in contact with. And we do that through correlated Bible and ritualistic or Masonic teachings. So the game plan is increase, 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 both quality and quantity. Now, this video we're doing tonight is labeled Stupidity versus Critical Thinking. I have observed during my little time off how a lot of people make decisions, how they approach life, how they respond to situations, and so forth. And it's frightening. It's frightening because the world, people keep saying things have changed. It's not like it used to be. Well, that's true, because back in the day, America's educational institutions, our schools, our universities, our churches, all of them promoted imagination, initiative, and creative thinking. We were taught to look at all sides. Phrases like, there's more than one way to skin a cat, or there's three sides to every story, helped us stay focused, and it helped us to identify truth. You cannot advance securely unless you're dealing with truth. So much of the stupidity in the world today, and it's running rapid, is due to today's educational and indoctrination vehicles, such as social media, uninformed and misinformed people. The school systems and educational institutions are telling you what to think, not how to think as they used to. You see, too many people have been conditioned to settle for what they see and hear, and without getting the complete picture. And based on that half information or misinformation, they're galvanized to action or inaction without knowing the truth of the matter. So everything has its pros and cons. Everything can either hinder or help. So you gotta realize that. Romans 8:28, just a basic scripture, all things work together for the good of him or them that love the Lord and are called to his purpose. So we got to understand everything all things work together for the good. We have to look and hear what good is in every situation. So, people are born ignorant without knowledge. The babies don't have knowledge, but they're not stupid. Stupid is defined as having a lack of good sense and judgment. Good sense and sound judgment cannot be had without knowledge of the whole story. The only way you're going to be able to make good decisions and have good judgment is if you get the whole story. People line up behind politicians or leaders based on one issue or one topic, not knowing the person's philosophy or belief. In other words, their doctrine for life, not knowing their true beliefs and what effect that will have down the road. When you follow a person like that, it's called going down a rabbit hole. And in a rabbit hole, it's awfully difficult to turn around and get out of there because you've made a bad decision and you're subject to get stuck. Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." And because you reject knowledge, God says, "I reject you from being a priest to me. And since you have forgotten the laws of your God, I will forget your children." Now, that's a heavy scripture because it says if we don't get good sense and make good decisions, have good judgment, then it can affect not only us, but our generations to come. And who don't want their generations to come to prosper? Everybody does. So, interestingly enough, in my research, I ran across the theory of stupidity. And it was fascinating. You see, there are four types of people. Number one is the helpless. They get taken advantage of. They're just little robots and have no real gumption or direction. Then we have the bandits. The bandits are those that take advantage of the weak and the unknowing. We got a lot of politicians doing that. All they're doing is taking advantage of the uninformed or misinformed. Then we have the stupid, who operate off of a herd mentality. They hear somebody else say something, it sounds reasonably good, they jump on board without all the facts. They base their actions and so forth on insufficient information. But then we have the intelligent, which is the win-win person. They operate off of a win-win attitude. So the question I have is, who are you? Which one are you? Okay, who should you be around? The Bible instructs us that in all of your getting, get an understanding, which means to me, know the ins and outs. You need to know what you don't know, and you need to see what you don't see. So this is where critical thinking raises its head and reveals the truth. Proper wisdom and discernment can only be had with proper information, because God will let us live at whichever level we choose. He will, let me say that again. God will let us live at whatever level we choose. If you're living at a low level now, struggling, having a hard time, God is going to allow you to do that because your actions reflect that. So you have to choose to elevate yourself. Where are you right now will determine what grows in you. So many of us need a better process of problem solving and decision making. Our decisions are based on the knowledge and understanding we get. Now, how do you get the proper knowledge? How do you get the proper understanding? And you do that by knowing who, what, where, how, and when. Sorry about that. And why. Who, what, where, how, and why. Those are the questions. And the most powerful question, of course, is the why. You see, knowledge and understanding does one major thing for us. It opens doors. So if you're not happy, you're not where you want to be, get more information. How do you do that? With critical thinking. Critical thinking is goal-oriented. And a good leader will ensure that where he leads is always up and forward for the majority. He or she will ensure that an air of expectancy exists within the organization. So, critical thinking is the thing you do to perfect a product, a strategy, analyzation of information for validity and truth. Critical thinking is analyzing information, products, strategies for validity and truth. All information should be evaluated and judged before use or repeating. Before deciding to join an organization or following someone, you need to know who, what, when, how, and why. You need to know those 5 questions. Who, what, when, how, and why. And why is the most important? Because it speaks to the heart. Jeremiah 17:10 says, I, the Lord, search the heart and test the mind, to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. So God not only looks at what we think and what we say, but he actually looks at the heart. And that's where everything lies. That's where the truth comes. The why tells you the goal. If you're following someone, if you're in an organization, you need to know the leader's why. You need to know that. And then what you want is your why to line up with theirs. Not the same thing, but with the same intensity, the same tenacity. So that's the way you operate your life. Birds of a feather, okay, we'll go back to these old phrases. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you don't want anything, you join an organization, you follow a leader that's just willy-nilly and whatever the case may be. But if you're after a goal, you have to employ critical thinking because it is goal-oriented. So to accomplish a thing, everything and every person has to be in the proper place. Critical thinking identifies the process and leaves no room for inaction because you will have everything mapped out. It demands now without emotions and identifies who and what is needed. You see, again, I think I said it before, you should not live your life based on emotions. You live your life based on logic and strategy to accomplish your goal. And then you use your emotions to propel your actions. But if you lead with emotions, then you're subject to circumstances and the ebbs and flows of life. So we mentioned earlier the intelligent person is a win-win type person and have the win-win attitude. In other words, everybody needs to benefit. That's what makes us exciting and brings us joy at Mount Tabor because we want everybody to win. The intelligent person sets a goal, number 1. Number 2, they identify their starting point. If we're going to LA, we're going to LA. Next thing we need to do is see where we are starting from, Houston, Texas. The next thing you want to do is identify what is needed. Tools, transportation, information, knowledge, etc. You identify what's needed. Then you plan your action. You plan your steps. and then you go to work following those steps. That's the way to get what you want. Okay? And the Masonic Order is a good tool to help you do those 5 things. So if you really want to elevate your life, increase in your life, you want to help the community, help society, humanity, then the Masonic Order will help you perfect your skills in order to do that. And if you're interested in that, call me, 281-704-7541. Our number, our email address is located in the About section of our YouTube channel. We're looking for good men that want something because, as I said, we want to increase you and elevate you to godly levels of peace, power, and prosperity. Now, I've been saying that for years. Peace comes to you when you stand on truth. Power comes to you when you unite with someone of like kind. And prosperity comes after you and the other people of like kind and like minds go to work. And then you do not want to forget to pray. So, my brothers and sisters, the world can be our oyster. We just have to go and get it. And we go get it with a systematic approach. Okay? So, I do thank you for your time, your attention. Again, like, subscribe, tell a friend, contact us if you're interested in becoming a Mason or Eastern Star. Thank you.